Hi everyone, welcome back. It's been a while. I just didn't feel like it, but now I do. Today we are going to be talking about grief. I think I'm going to make multiple videos about different types of grief, but today we're going to talk about grief of self. Now, I've been healing actively since November, and what that means for me is I took some time away from my partner and I just kind of locked myself in a room and I went through what I needed to go through because it was starting to play, and it started to be an issue. You know, I wasn't right with myself. You know, it was beginning to intervene with my relationship. And so my active healing looked like crying and feeling those emotions. It looked like me going through all the trauma that I experienced, you know, one by one, going through each event and kind of standing and sitting in that moment with myself, you know, my current self, going back to let my younger self know that I'm here and that we're gonna be okay, you know? But as far as grief of self, it feels like a deep yearning sorrow to go back, you know, to go back to how you used to be, how things used to be, you know? In the beginning of my healing, I was stuck in the past, you know? For the past 6 years, I hadn't addressed any of it, you know? It's not like I've been going to therapy consistently for 6 years. It's not like I was on the right medications for the past 6 years. I've only just been on my cocktail for the past 2 years. You know what I'm saying? It took that long. But I was stuck in the past. And I had a lot of anger towards my assailant, a lot of anger towards the friends who ghosted me, and a lot of anger for myself for letting all that shit slide. Because today would never have let that shit slide, none of it. And so the first thing I had to do was forgive myself. I had to forgive myself for it happening, and then also recognize that I played a part in my own suffering. You know, the choices were made. I'm not saying it was my fault, but I made those choices with the knowledge that I had at the time. You know, I did the best I could with what I had. And so the third thing is also to accept the outcome. You know, as far as grief goes, you wish you could go back. I wish I could go back to a smaller body. My body's gone through it, up and down with my weight, starving, binging, all the physical trauma that's happened to it. My gut biome is all messed up, and so I can't really I try not to be too hard on myself about how I look right now, because I'm trying to give myself grace to be able to heal without my own criticism. You know what I'm saying? I gotta be on my team. So that's what grief of self is for me, you know? And I think that when you have multiple versions of yourself that have gone through things, like what I'm saying is, like, the me that was in the bathroom for 2 months and depressed and not going anywhere after my assault, she's gone. You know, the girl who I was before the assault, gone. As soon as the assault happened, she was gone. And then there's a new me. And then the versions of myself, I have to let them go. You know, I can't stay in my bathroom all day and cry anymore. I can't do that. And she and I gotta have a conversation, and I have to let her go. I have to let her know that I'm here, and I will always be here. And if I ever feel overwhelmed, if she ever feels overwhelmed, I'm gonna comfort. I'm gonna let her cry it out. We're gonna cry it out together. I have to let her go. You know, the girl I was at the start of the pandemic, and the girl I was in my relationship at the time, gone. all gone. But that's a different type. That has to do with, for me, not only grief of myself, but grief of the instability that I was going through. You know, when you're mentally ill and you've been off, you know, you haven't had any help for so long, it's instability. It's instability, you know, and it's not fun. I don't want to say fun because that's wrong. You know, it's not fun. It's just a lot. You know, you do what you want. I was doing what I wanted, when I wanted, who I wanted. It didn't matter. But that instability is not sustainable. I can't elevate with that. So I have to go back. I've had to go back in time, have a conversation with her. You can't be obsessed with your weight anymore. It's okay to gain weight. Stop weighing yourself every day, throughout the day, you know. But I'm also going to be here for you too, because you deserve that comfort. I didn't have, that was during the time that my friends ghosted me as well, and a lot was going on in my life. She's gone too. Gotta accept her, let her know I'm here. If she ever feels overwhelmed and she wants to cry about it, we can cry about it, and we'll cry together. You know, even and then I'm not even the same person I was before I started healing. You know, it's all about going to the past and accepting what happened, and letting yourself know that you are here and you can process, and you are allowed to cry. You are allowed to feel those emotions that are so deep and so strong. It's okay. You can feel that. I can feel it. And not feel like I'm weak, and not feel like, you know, how I used to maybe have felt when I would take a break. It was hard to take a break. It was so hard to take a break. It was hard for my significant other to convince me to take a break. So hard. But without that break, I think I would have broken. I would have been broken. I would have fallen apart. You know? Because I'm grieving all these things, and grieving who I used to be and how I used to look, and who I used to hang around with. I mean, it's all part of it, you know? So I feel like that's all I have to say about grief of self. It's a super short video, but I feel like I said some good stuff, right? Regardless, let yourself feel. Take that break. I pushed for 6 years and did not take a break, and it just wasn't good. It didn't end good. Like, allow yourself to rest. Allow yourself to go back. Allow yourself to feel. It's so important that you don't think about that uncomfortable thought and then be like, oh, in the vault. You have to open the vault. You gotta open the vault. I mean, I guess you don't have to if you want to live that kind of life, but for me, I had to open the vault. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to progress. So that's what I think involves elevation. You know, as things are getting better for me, more stable, more money, it's uncomfortable. And so that's what makes you grieve the other situations that you've been in, or grieve who you used to be, because this new stuff is uncomfortable. But that's growth, right? Growing pains, and that's all it is. So I think that's it. I don't really feel like I have too much else to say. Like I said, super short video, but I feel like I said some good stuff. So I guess like, comment, and subscribe, please. And I guess I'll see you guys later.